What's going on, everybody? Sean Daniel here with Guitar Control, and today we are going to learn the song Monster by Shawn Mendes and Biebs. So definitely click the link below because we have the chords that go along with them and the lyrics. You can kind of follow along with the song. And basically, we're going to start with capo on the 3rd fret, and what we're going to do today is going to sound like this. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of a fingerstyle vibe to do an acoustic arrangement representation of this song. And it's really easy because it's only 4 chords. So we're going to talk about the chords and the fingerstyle kind of vibe that we're going for. All right, so remember, all this is going to be relative to the capo. We're going to start with a B minor chord. Without a capo, this would actually be a D minor chord, but we're going to refer to it as B minor. Now, you don't have to make this a bar chord. It's pointer finger, 2nd fret on the A string, ring finger and pinky, 4 and 4 on the D and G respectively, relative to the capo, middle finger 3rd fret on the B string, okay? Now, the way that I'm gonna play this, we only need the middle 4 strings, A, D, G, B. So you don't have to bar that high E string. You totally can if you want to just like strum it. But we're gonna talk about this chord as a fingerstyle version, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strike the root note with my thumb first, and then I'm gonna take my pointer finger, middle finger, and ring finger, which are gonna be responsible for the D, G, and B strings just to kind of come up. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting the root of the chord itself with my fingers, and then I'm gonna come down to get a percussive hit. So that's gonna be the first section of what we're doing. Root, chord, hit, chord, chord again. And then a hit again, okay? I'm just doing it on 1 chord right now. That's not how the song is arranged, but it's a good way to just get the vibe and the flow of what we're doing, the tempo, okay? So after that, we're gonna go to an A major chord, which is open A, 2, 2, 2, D, G, and B. And then optionally, the high E string. But again, we're not gonna hit the high E string. We're just gonna keep that same vibe. Now, I'm gonna play it as a bar chord. Feel free to use it with your fingers, like middle finger, ring finger, pinky, or pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger. But it's gonna be the same thing. So, root, chord, mute, chord, chord, mute. Root, chord, mute, chord, chord, mute. And again, when I say the word chord, I'm just thinking of my fingers playing those notes at the same time. You can also get the whole chord together with your thumb if you want, or if you're strumming. Same deal, right? Down, up, mute, up, mute, down, up, mute, up, mute. So you can play this fingerstyle, or you can play this strum style with pick. Doesn't matter. The next chord is going to be E minor, all right? Pretty easy. Open E, 2 A, 2 G, then open the rest of the way. Now the way I'm playing this is I'm gonna skip the A string. Everything is staying the same, except now my root note is going to the low E string, okay? So this is the first time I've gotten off of the A string for my root note, and I'm going E. Same thing, right, as everything else. Then after that, we're gonna stick to that same pattern, but go to a G. All right, so now this is going to be 3rd fret, the E string, middle finger, pointer finger, 2nd fret of the A string, ring finger, 3rd fret of the B string, right? All right, just like that. So the 4 chords, really, really easy. B minor, A major, E minor, G major, okay? So, all together, it's sound like this. thing that I'll do sometimes is on the end of every transition, I'll get maybe like another kind of mini chord in there. What I mean by that is like, see how I kind of get that mute in after the last percussive hit? And four and, right? Again, totally up to you, totally optional. But you can kind of apply the same timing and pattern to strumming it, like. Or if you wanted to use a pick, it's the same difference, right? So we'll talk about both ways. Now, nothing's going to change with your fretting hand. It's just what you're doing, how you're attacking those chords with the pick. So let's talk about the pick version of like that, right? So I'm going to strike the root note, that second fret, on the A string, and then I'm going to get a down, up, and a mute. 1, 2, and 3, like that. And then instead of that picking up into the chord, I'm just going to strum down. You can create a pretty big dynamic with this if you do both in the same time. A lot of people will do that. They'll kind of like hold their pick between the fingers like that, so they can kind of like play one way fingerstyle and then put their pick into like playing position to kind of create a bigger dynamic of the song, where maybe part of it is just, you know, low key like that, using your fingers. You can also think of the pick as being your thumb from the same pattern that we just tried, and then still use your fingers to kind of play the rest of that chord. Or like, see, I'm kind of using like a hybrid style where I'm picking the bass note with the pick and then using my fingers to come up. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it to really kind of increase the dynamic range of this song. Now what you'll see at the back end of that bar is just kind of like a muted. B minor. Down, up, A. Mute. E minor. So that's something that you'll see a lot of times to keep more of a steady beat, whereas fingerstyle is more of like a chill kind of beat going on, which is more kind of representative of the original recording of the song. But you can also kind of make this a little more lively by adding that down, up mute at the end of each section, of each bar. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of think of counting this out as 2 bars of 4, but having a count of 3 and a count of 5, right? Because then you can count it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just how I would interpret the dynamic of the song to kind of make an acoustic arrangement of it. So a lot of stuff that you can do, really, again, easy. Capo, 3rd fret, B minor, A major, E minor, G. It just repeats the whole time, but there's a lot of different ways that you can do it, right? So definitely a fun song to learn, to really get into the mind of Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber, because we have a lot in common, as I'm sure you do too, you know, being super young, handsome, and famous. So definitely it's good to kind of get any type of peek into the window of their mindset as you can, and I'm glad that we were able to help you at Guitar Control with that. So definitely let us know in the comment section if you have any questions. We'll get back to you. Any suggestions of other stuff that you want to see lessons on. And then in the meantime, check out the Guitar Control channel, where there's a bunch of other guitar lesson videos by myself, other great instructors, and we'll get back to you soon. Thanks a lot.